Can you believe there hasn't been a single LEGO Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set in almost a decade? Well, today I'm going to take matters into my own hands and build one myself. So the inspiration behind this video is that I recently saw the new Ninja Turtles movie, and so I've been kind of riding that Ninja Turtles wave, getting excited about like all the possibilities of new sets if they could ever do them, and thinking about like the old TV show I used to watch as a kid. And then I ended up acquiring these like kind of plates here that are used for the LEGO art sets, and I got 4 of them. So then I got to thinking, well, there's 4 Ninja Turtles, and I like LEGO art sets, so I'm gonna make my own Ninja Turtles art set. So basically what we're going to do is each quadrant of the art set here is going to be a different Ninja Turtle. And the way I'm going to do this is going to be using the LEGO Art Remix website. So basically you can input which kind of sets that you have for the colors, and you can basically say, oh, I have the Iron Man set, I have Elvis, I have the floral art, and then it'll tell you basically what you can build with the colors you have available. But for now I'm just going to say all tile colors, because if there's one that I need, I'll just buy it separately. So basically all you need to do is select an input image, and we're just going to pick this one right here, and you can see how you can crop it to be a certain size, and then it translates it into Lego pieces. And granted, this one doesn't look the best because sometimes the colors don't really translate very well, and sometimes if you don't like crop it correctly or get a good contrast on it, sometimes it doesn't work too well. But you can see here, if you crop it a little bit tighter, it looks a little bit more detailed. So now we're going to input an image with Ninja Turtles and see what comes out. So we're going to start off with something like this, but I'm going to have to adjust it because this is for a 3x3 square image, but we just have 2x2 here. So I'm going to have to crop it a little bit, maybe adjust some of the colors and contrast, but this is our template, and then we're going to go from there. So what's nice about the LEGO Art Remix here is you can see I have my resolution set to 32x32, which is basically, it's 32 studs by 32 studs, so that's how big these base plates are. And then it tells you all the different colors that you will need for the image that you've created. So you can see I got my Ninja Turtles here, this is my Raphael, I got Donatello, Michelangelo, and Leonardo for all the different sections, and then it'll come together. You can see they have it laid out by number where you need to put the pieces, so it's just like a regular LEGO art set. They tell you everything you need. So now we're going to time travel to after I order all these parts, and then we're going to start building. Alright, so I had a whole bunch of the colors that I already needed, but I ordered the rest on either Bricklink or Lego.com directly. Actually, now you can kind of see I ordered some ladybug pieces as well in my pick-a-brick order, so we'll have to sort those out there. I might have a few more in there because I got a whole bunch of red 1x1 studs for my Raphael part of the build there. You can see I got a whole bunch of greens, I got blue for Leonardo, I got my orange for Michelangelo. There wasn't really a great purple. This is more of like a dark lavender. There was no like dark like purple like normal for Donatello, so this is kind of the closest thing I could find, so hopefully it comes out all right. But I didn't really have any other options, so it'll have to do. So let's start building. Alright, so we're all done with our square for Raphael. You can see it kind of looks better further away than up close, because once you get up close you kind of lose those details, but the further you get away, the more it kind of blends in there. I kind of wanted to try and give him like a little angry expression since he's known as like the angry one. So you can see here, I kind of gave him like kind of an angry grin here with kind of his mouth kind of open on the side here. And then they're all going to have like this kind of bright orange, kind of yellowish like turtle shell front here going on. And I kind of wanted to have a little bit of a smaller bandana, but also kind of give the illusion that it's kind of blowing in the wind here, because I kind of wanted to base these off of the 2003 Ninja Turtles, because that's kind of the Ninja Turtles that I grew up with. Although some of them kind of have influences from the 1980s ones as well. It's kind of a mishmash of all the different versions, but 2003 was kind of the main influence here. But you can see kind of how well it translates over. So I'm really excited to get going on the next ones here. All right, here's our finished Donatello square. And you may have noticed that I switched out the pieces for the eyes here. Instead of these like rounded white ones, I got some of these like half oval pieces. I did this because I figured that this would be more representative of what their eyes actually look like in like the shows and movies, like kind of how when they have their white eyes, kind of like when they're lurking in the shadows and stuff like that. So I figured that would work out a little bit nicer just for the eyes. I'm not going to do it for like the teeth too, but I think just on the eyes it looks a little bit better. So I switched it out on Raphael's too. So I think I'm going to do that for the rest of them as well. So I got a couple of those kind of set aside here. And then also you can see that Donatello's background here is orange and Raphael's is blue. So that'll basically be like a nice contrast for the next two turtles that are coming up. So next we're going to do, let's see here, next we're going to do Michelangelo. So his will be like a background, a purple background, although this here is a darker purple than what I have, but it'll match to Donatello's here, of course. So he'll kind of have a purple background and then Leonardo will have a red background. So it'll have a nice contrast between all of them because it'll be like the opposite colors to what their bandanas are. And here's our Michelangelo with his signature cheeky grin there. You can see that actually the tiles I used here are a little bit brighter than the one for Donatello, which I was using these tiles in the time lapse there, but I decided I kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit because I didn't want to have two turtles with the same color palette. So Leonardo is also going to have a different green as well, but I just kind of wanted to have a different color for each of the turtles. This one's just a little bit too bright for me, but it's better than the kind of olive green here that would be exactly like Donatello. So I kind of just wanted to switch it up just a little bit. But as I was sorting through here, looks like we found another ladybug. So I'm curious if we'll see any more when we get to Leonardo, because I'm going to end up using this this red background to contrast Raphael's blue background. So here's Michelangelo, third one done. Let's get to Leonardo. So I didn't catch any more ladybugs in my red dots here, but we got a problem. It looks like I didn't count right for how many green tiles I would need for Leonardo, so we're missing a few here. So I think in the meantime, before I can finish this, because I'll have to order more and I'll probably have to take a few days to ship here, but in the meantime, I think we're going to connect these four and then we'll make a frame for them. I still might need a few pieces for that frame as well, so let's just connect what we got now and see how it looks. All right, so now that we got those connected too, I made a little frame here. You can see there's kind of different inserts there for the different like 1x2 black pinned bricks here. It's the same as like pretty much all the other art sets, how they kind of pin some bricks in the sides there for it to kind of just drop in. So let's put that together. So I think obviously the next steps here are to get my remaining green tiles for Leonardo here. And then I also want to kind of bolster up the frame here, maybe add some plates and tiles. Nice to maybe to just kind of round it off on the edge there, give it a nice flat look so there's no studs showing, kind of like how the other art sets do that. So let's order those pieces and time travel again to when I have them. All right, it's been a few days, finally got my extra pieces. I got a couple different kinds of green dots here. I also got some pieces for the border on my frame, and you can see here I've also switched out the green on Michelangelo. I made it a darker green, which I got some more of those in there. You can see I have kind of a bright green and a dark green. The bright green will go to finishing Leonardo here, and then the dark green will go to finish Michelangelo, and then I got these black tiles to build up all around the corners of the frame here. So let's get building. All right, here is our finished mosaic here. Here's with everything, all the tiles, all the mosaic dots, everything on there. So we got one more step before we can hang it up here though. I'm gonna put some command strips on the back here, probably just one up top here and one on the bottom here, because it's a pretty light piece here. Usually some of the sets that have like 9 mosaic squares, this one only has 4. Some of the ones that have 9 need a little extra just to keep it up on the wall, but sometimes those sets also come with like wall brackets specifically, but I didn't really have any of those handy, and I usually do command strips anyway, just because my apartment doesn't really allow putting nails in the wall, so this is always just an easier way to do it. And I also kind of trust command strips a little bit more too, just to be sure they stay on there, because sometimes with a nail and a bracket they can kind of wobble back and forth, so this will make sure it stays nice and tight to the wall. Alright, so I think we're going to put our Ninja Turtles right here in this open space, right next to our 2 Spider-Men here. That way he's with some fellow comic book heroes, because I have some space kind of up at the top here, but I don't know if it'll fit nicely in there. It might be a little tight to the like the modern art here and the Super Mario art here, so I think it'll fit better down below in here.